So this is such an incredible sight. I know there are people still out in the hall. I don't know if they can jam in the back or not, but I wanted to come by and just tell you how thrilled I am to see how far the arena has come. You know, after the catastrophe of the 2016 election, one of the very first people I met with was Ravi. And he came to my office to tell me about this idea that he and Kate and Swati and a few others had of putting together a program that would not only recruit candidates, but campaign managers and communications experts and others to run campaigns focused all the way up and down the ballot. And I was thrilled to hear it because it's something that is way, way long overdue. So partly because of that conversation with him, I started an organization with Howard Dean and a few other people called Onward Together, designed to support groups like the Arena and about a dozen others with all kinds of financial support, encouragement, connections, and the like, because we knew that if we didn't jump in quickly and support the energy that was just exploding, that we might miss an opportunity. And so the work that the Arena has done, and now, of course, this work that you're focused on in this training session here in New York, is exactly what I hoped would come from that very, very important meeting that I had with him a couple of years ago now. And as I've watched what the Arena has done, as well as the other groups that we support, I'm even more encouraged and optimistic, but I have to say quickly, also realistic about what we're up against. And that's why the energy and the commitment that you've brought to this training session and all of the others that the Arena has been sponsoring is absolutely essential. First and foremost, for all the down ballot races, because they have been ignored for too long. And one of the things that I hoped we would do through Onward Together, which we have done, is to focus on all kinds of races. Everything from city council and county commissioner to DAs to state legislatures to secretaries of state that run elections and are often just ignored so that nobody really knows who's running or what they do once they get elected, all the way up the ballot. So your emphasis on training and focusing on down ballot races is exactly what we have to do, and sustain it election after election, and do it year round. You know, not just in a lead up to an election, but months and years ahead. And then secondly, of course, aiming at 2020 to try to make sure that we are as prepared, as focused to deal with all of the challenges that all of our candidates running for Congress and certainly for the White House are going to face. I have met with, probably, I don't know, or talked with 18 or so of the candidates running, and I've told all of them that based on my own experience, you could not only win the nomination, you could win the popular vote, but not get the job because of all these other forces and activities at work. And I see some heads nodding. But if you look at what we are up against, that's why what the Arena does is so important, because frankly, we're making up for lost time. We should have been doing this a decade ago. So it's not only to recruit great candidates and then staff them with terrific campaign personnel from manager all the way down the line, but it's also to take on the structural challenges we face. Voter suppression is going to be even worse coming up in 2020. It will be bad at the local level, the down ballot races, but it will be absolutely front and center in the 2020 election. we know that the other techniques that are at work are going to come back even stronger, whether it is the misuse of information, whether it is online propaganda, whatever one wants to call disinformation, it's going to be back. I believe that the other side is really geared up to do that to a more sophisticated level. And I think we're going to face even more doubts about our electoral machinery, about how we conduct our elections and who conducts them and who owns the intellectual property and who owns the machines and what is actually happening. So we have to be not just twice as good, we have to be 10 times as good. We have to be 10 times as good with candidates, 10 times as good with campaigns, and not only run the best campaigns we can, but also take on these structural challenges. So it was exciting for me when I heard you were going to be here, and I know you'll hear from some other speakers. You've got some already very successful candidates and office holders who are here in this group and will be joining either later tonight or tomorrow. But just keep in mind that what you are doing is truly putting yourselves on the front lines of a defense of democracy. Yes, you are also defending progressive values, you are standing up for progressive issues, you are trying to change leadership and citizenship so people understand what's at stake and feel empowered. You're doing all of that. But at the end of the day, you are defending our democracy against attacks from inside and outside of our own country. And if we never knew how important it was, we certainly were reminded with the horrors of El Paso and Dayton. That's a town in Ohio. And the horrors of the massacres there and the refusal of the other party to step up and take responsibility for keeping people safe is outrageous. And what we have to do is elect people who will put people first, not the NRA, not the other special interests, not all of the groups that are with their hands out in Washington and Albany and everywhere else. And the only way to do that is the hard, slow work, what Max Weber called the hard boring of hard boards. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens day after day after day. That's what the arena represents to me. I am proud that Onward Together has supported you, and we will continue to do so. Thank you all very much.